Start us off, my brother. My brother. Yeah.
All right, we are back with another episode of the Another Enemy podcast. I am Greg GX DJ GX. You already know who I'm here with right now.
It's your boy Khalid, Salaam, and in the flesh. Back again with another one.
Sir.
Another Enemy podcast.
I think I ain't gonna start off with the questions I was talking about, bro. But I think I want to start off with this because as today, I ain't gonna get into too much detail, But today I went through some little situation, you know what I'm saying, and I want to bring up this, like, bro, why is it that you think females like to, what's the word I want to say, assume without asking? Why do you think they want to jump to conclusion? Because I think when it comes to a man, well, it's like we'll confront them, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, what's going on here? But why is it that females, bro, they just jump the gun, and most of the time, I ain't gonna say most of the time, but some of the time they be wrong. Like, how do you feel about that, bro? I went through that today, and man.
I think that a lot of times, it's like we talked about in the podcast with Mr. Jimmy Too Wild, you know what I'm saying? Women make a lot of decisions with emotions, whereas men tend to make decisions not with emotion, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it's like men make emotional decisions. Like, let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying they don't make emotional decisions at all, full stop. But a lot of times, if you think about any time you've been mad and you just jumped the gun and said some stuff that you may not have said if you really would have thought about it, it's the same thing. Women just do it.
But it's, I think, well, I ain't gonna say with men, but I know with me, because there has been times, you know what I'm saying, I jumped the gun, but I always apologize after the fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like with them, they want to be like,
women don't apologize.
You know what I mean? And it's not cool. You feel me? I don't think that's cool, because you get points where it's like, you get to a point where it's like, okay, you don't want to apologize, now you about to fuck up, you know what I'm saying, with what you got with that person, you know what I'm saying? All because you don't want to apologize.
Yeah.
But I just had to touch on that, bro. That's a sticky topic.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, it's just, I'm going to shout it out one more time for the people, man. The Way of the Superior Man. Great book. I think his name is David Dita or something like that is the author. And he breaks this down, man, because really the book is about how all human beings, man or woman, they deal with their feminine energy and masculine energy. And to be the perfect human being, you have to have a balance of both. I think women tend to lead more towards the feminine energy, and men tend to lead more towards the masculine energy. And there's a long list of things that comes with that. And one of the things is that when you lean more towards your feminine energy, you're more emotional, you make more emotional decisions. Whereas the masculine side is the more intellectual side. You'll think things through before you actually do or say things. And I think a lot of people have a hard time balancing the two. Like, a lot of men lean more towards the masculine side. A lot of men lean more towards the feminine side.
Right.
And same thing with women. They may lean more towards the feminine or the masculine. And you have to have a balance of the two and know when to use the two in whatever situation you're in.
Right.
And I think a lot of times when it comes to having an issue with your significant other, a lot of people will lean too far to one side. Right. You have to have a balance of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up a little bit, bro. So, how your week been, bro? How everything been going? And everything?
Man,
everything you...
Alhamdulillah. I've been blessed, man. All praise be to Allah. Nothing much, man. Nothing new, really. Just driving, seeing the world. You know what I'm saying? I was in Atlanta this week. Yeah, they really do talk like parlay.
You know, parlay, I be at the apartment.
At the apartment. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me go get my gun now. You know what I'm saying? They really do talk like that in Atlanta, for those of you who don't know. So that was interesting, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't been too much, but I did have a topic that I wanted to touch on, bro. I was reading this article, and I came across this advertisement on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, and I clicked it, and it was about this concept called the hero instinct in men, and I'm gonna explain what that is in just a second, but I actually Googled the hero instinct, and I came across this article on a website called hernorm.com. It's really a website for women for real, but I wanted to understand what this was for real. And basically the hero norm, I mean the hero what the hell did I just say? The hero instinct in men is basically the idea that a part of a successful relationship between a man and a woman, the woman has to know how to make her man feel needed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Make him feel like the hero. And it gives like 7 ways that you can kind of, get your man to feel that way. But when I originally clicked on what I seen on Instagram or Twitter, wherever I saw it, it was like this little PowerPoint presentation. Mm-hmm. And the guy was basically explaining in a super long way. That's why I'm not going to reference it, because it was long as hell. Now, I'm not going to have y'all go listen to that shit because it was retarded. But basically, he was giving some examples. And I guess one of his clients that he had, she was with a man for a while. Everything was great in the beginning. He was talking to her every day. Great conversation. They were going out, everything like that. And then one day, things just started to fall off. Mm-hmm. He wasn't investing in the conversation as much. She would text him, call him. He wouldn't answer. One day she called him, and then she called him like 8 times in a row, and he didn't answer not one time. He didn't call her back until the next day, and then he hit her with the "I was busy at work." Damn. So the hero, right? Damn. But some of the ways that you can trigger this in your man, one of them says, you need to start asking him to help you with things, right? So the idea is that when a woman asks a man to help her with certain things, mm-hmm. That he'll feel needed, like she needs him or whatever the case may be. But my first question for you is, do you feel like as a man, you need to feel needed by your significant other?
I don't feel like I need to be needed. Mm-hmm. I might want to be needed. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like, I guess it could be the same thing though, but I feel like as a man, I think every man wants to be needed, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just like part of being a man, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to situations like paying bills or, you know what I'm saying, just being there for them physically, whether they're going through some mental issues, physical issues. If they come to you, bro, and I feel like that feels good, you know what I'm saying? That feels good to a man. So I feel like I feel like we all want that, you know what I'm saying? But is it like a need? I don't really know. What you think? Like, if Milo don't shut up,
I swear. I think men do need to feel like that. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? And one of the other things that they say that you can do, that a woman can do to I guess bring out that hero instinct in her man, is showing him gratitude and appreciation. You know what I mean? And I think that goes a long way, because just in my experience, I think that gratitude and appreciation can come in many different forms. I don't think it just comes in saying thank you or I appreciate it or whatever the case may be. I think you show that in your actions. You know what I mean? And I think that goes much further than anything for real.
Like doing something like, you do something real nice for your significant other. And just instead of a thank you, then they turn around and do something nice for you. But, okay, I'm feeling that. That's what's up. Yeah. I mean, thank you is cool, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's like, that might, I'm not saying it's not enough for me, but that might not be enough for, other people. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was just something I wanted to touch on a little bit, man.
All right, this is off topic a little bit.
Go for it.
But, would you rather get eaten by, bro? A hyena or a pack of wolves?
A pack of wolves or a hyena?
A pack of wolves or a pack of hyenas?
My Lord. It's a terrible way to go out either way.
Nah, I just say that just to be funny because, but this is another question. This is all random too.
Go for it.
And it's something I was thinking about, but I don't know why. If you had to choose between 2 ways of dying, right? Mm-hmm. But the 2 ways, one of the ways is you're in a plane 50,000 feet in the air, next thing you know it's plummeting down. Mm-hmm. Or you're on a cruise ship and you see a big ass tidal wave come. Which one would you rather go out with?
I see the tidal wave coming.
You see like a big ass tidal wave that's bigger than the cruise ship coming from like a distance. You know what I'm saying?
But there's nothing I can do.
But there's nothing. You're in the middle of the ocean, bro. If you want to risk your off the boat, bro, but I don't think that's gonna work. But I'm saying what would you? If you had to choose one of those 2 ways, what would you do? Because I feel either way, it's like it's over, bro. Like,
So
you
if
just gotta
either
pray.
way I'm dying, either way I'm gonna say the plane.
The plane, wow.
Because I feel like it would be more of an instant death.
That's what I was
to
gonna
me.
say.
I don't want to drown, bro.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That seems like a terrible way to die, bro.
And then it's like that you can't swim in that, bro. Not no tsunami.
I can't swim in
We gonna say
anything.
in tsunami for real.
I'm black. Black people can't swim.
Hey, you better speak for yourself, young blood.
You ain't
I
black.
could be.
Man.
I'm no
if you
Black
black,
Michael Phelps.
if you black and you can swim, you ain't black. Shout out to Joe Biden. You ain't black if you don't vote for him.
Bro.
Yeah,
We
bro.
all know people ain't trying to vote for Trump, bro.
So you would pick to go down in the plane?
Yeah, cause like you just said, that's the instant death. Like you're
Hopefully.
gonna drown. I mean, if it's not, then it's more like
Now, what if neither one of them are instant? Like you feel the pain of both. Which one would you choose?
well, I do tsunami. Because if I feel that like
I still don't want to die and drowning.
you
bro.
saying no, I'm saying, but you saying if you don't die, what if you survive it?
No, I'm saying like if it's like a good 5 to 10 minute span where you feel the pain, like you feel the pain of drowning, you feel the pain of I just crashed into the ground in a plane.
But after that 5 to 10 minutes, you pretty much
You die. But which one would you choose if you got to feel the pain in both scenarios?
Nah, I can't drown. Like that's nah. So yeah, I take that
But
pain.
that would be agonizing pain though.
But
All
drowning,
your
it's
bones
like,
are broke. You just laying there.
I feel like for that.
Sheesh.
Think when you like I ain't gonna say I drowned before, but you know how you can't breathe underwater. You might choke on some water and that
Yeah.
little. Just imagine that, but you're trying to breathe, bro. But you can't like. You're gonna fill your whole lungs up with water, bro. No, I couldn't do that, bro. You gonna pass out, wake up probably, if that, and then die. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but that was random. So I'm like, maybe that.
Where did you even get that